Sahana bhavatu, Sahano bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Krishna gives a promise in the Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya granir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadapmanam srujamyam. Whenever there is a decline of dharma, I come, I manifest. This is the promise of Ishvara, Brahman, not Mr. Krishna. See, usually the word avatara we associate always with Vishnu. In the Puranas, if you see, Shiva will appear and disappear. Right? There is no avatara for Shiva. Suddenly he will come and he will disappear. That's all. He's just there for a few minutes. Usually he'll come and give some boon and go. And if at all we have to consider an avatara, we have only, in Puranas, if you take only the Akshanamurti as avatar. When the Sanakadi Munis wanted to learn, they go to all these gods. Brahma, they go, they're not happy. Guru shopping started from them. They went on shopping. So one round they went. They didn't like. They tried in the trial room, didn't suit. They went to the next shop, Vaikuntha. Also didn't suit. They say, okay, final, let's try in Kailash. They went there, they also didn't suit. And they got so disappointed and left. Then Ma Parvati, she took pity on these fellows. Said, hey, do something, man. And when she says he has no choice, you have to do something. So he took the form of a young sannyasi. Sannyasi in the sense not an occult robe or anything. Right? Sat under the tree on their way back. The moment they saw this young man sitting under the tree, the tejas of him attracted these rishis. And they went up to him and surrendered. Didn't utter a word. But Ramana Maharishi has a different story. You see, Ramana narrates the same story. Everything is same up to this point. And then these Munis went there and started asking questions to Dakshinamurti. For 1 year, the class was going on. They were asking questions, he was giving answers. Upadesha was going on for 1 year. After 1 year, all their doubts and everything was clarified. Finally, they asked one question to him. That all that we are capable of asking, we have asked. All the doubts we have had, cleared. But then, you are the Guru, we are Sishyas. You know more than us. So, you must be having something which is better than what we have asked. If there is anything as such which is superior to whatever you have taught so far, that you give. Beautiful question. This is the first thing you should learn. When you go to a guru, you should know what to ask. See, we don't know what to ask a guru. It's a pity. That is a time that the Dakshinamurti went into silence and showed the Chinmudra. After that, not a word. That's the silence. Murugana, one of the close disciple of Ramana, was there when he was narrating the story. We have not read like this in the Puranas. Somebody asked. The Ramana looked at. That's how it happened. Somebody asked Ramana. That's not the way. See, Purana is not like that. No, Shiva Purana is not stating like this. Skandam is not referring like this. Skandam is telling the story. These people came, they saw, he was sitting in silence. They also sat and they understood. They got mukti straight away. But no lecture and all that, no. Ramana's reply was this. He said, Abradhan Adadu. Then Murugana was there. He said, only Dakshinamurti will know. Hey, who will know actually what happened? Only either the Sanagadi Munis have to come and tell us, or Dakshinamurti has to come and tell. Is there? No, Ramana. Yes, Ramana is a form of Dakshinamurti. Very interesting. Avatara is not for Shiva. Shiva is not known for that. Shiva is known for appear, disappear. Or he will come in another form. He will come in the Jyoti form, he will come in the Linga, he will come in the form of, Nataraja and things like that. But there is no avatara as such we have in the Puranas. So 24 avatars are available for Vishnu. This side, this one avatar is equals all the 24. Covers everything in that one avatar of Shankara. No. Is considered as the avatar of Shiva. Avadara, it's coming down. When they come down, they have to come down wherever there is a disturbance or a threat to this dharma. Dharma not in the sense of ethics, please. Dharma in the sense of Sanatana Dharma. Wherever there is a decline, wherever there is a threat for the Sanatana Dharma, avatara will happen. And I'm not getting into the details of, why Shiva took avatar now. Usually avatar is the portfolio of Vishnu. Now suddenly why Shiva took that portfolio? I said, I'll take care. Because these guys, keep changing their, portfolios. Suddenly one day, that's what in the Gita we have seen, Vishnu is known for what? Protector. But he shows Vishwarupa as destroyer, cosmic destruction, which is the job of Shiva. He takes even when he takes Narsimha or this, that, all these avatars, destruction, killing. Killing is a job of Shiva. And Vishnu does that also. Same way, whatever portfolio he has to take, this fellow also takes. So Shiva takes this avatar, and when he is taking that avatar, there is a problem now we have. When is that avatar, sir? What is the period of Shankara? Our modern scholars, they have said it is, 8th century. To be precise, 788 AD, 787 or 788. Because the English calendar, we get both. Every Hindu calendar will carry English calendar 2 years. So 11, 7, 8, 8, this one. There is one method. There is another method of calculation of this period which says it is BC. 509 BC. Around to 2500 years before. So if you ask me, sir, which is correct, I don't care. That's not my job. Shankara, which period is Shankara's period? Go and ask a history teacher. I'm not a history teacher. But this is the two different opinions are there. So you must know. And in our discussions, when we say, in my personal opinion, I would prefer to take it as 509. That's my personal one. That's about it. If you want to, establishing this and all, that's the problem with, Shankara. Because even though he has lived only for 32 years, if we have to discuss about him, forget about his works. Just to discuss about Shankara will take minimum 4 hours. Just about Shankara. History. Just these 2-3 questions I asked you, see. Why Shiva has to take? Then there is a next question. When this avatar happens, why not take avatar as and live as what? As a brahmachari or as a grihastha. Instead of that, avatar itself is what? Sannyasashram. Why as a sannyasi he has to appear? If at all he has to appear, why appear as sannyasi? These are the things you have to, very interesting to probe and figure out. I'm just throwing these ideas for you to think. Usually that's not what we know. So we ask this first question. Second question is, if he has to take avatar, why he has to take avatar as human being? Like Narsimha came. Kurma avatar is there. Varaha avatar is there. Like that he could have taken now. Why come as human? Then the next question is, having come as a human being, next question we ask is, why he has to take this position of a sannyasa ashrama? Because Shankara always we know as only sannyasi. If he is going to be a sannyasi, why not be a sannyasi from birth itself? Because sannyasa diksha he takes only at the age of 8. Up to 8, what was he doing? Brahmacharya ashrama. He is going to the local teacher, learning the Vedas. Right. All that he finishes. From 3 onwards he starts. The schooling starts from 3. 3 to 6. In 3 years he has finished all that. Vedas, Vedangas, everything is over. Upangas, everything is over. All that he has completed. Don't ask me how he finished all that. We don't know. That's what it says. How he has known all that, no clue. These people know, you'll never understand. So when he takes that, he has to take birth and his parental names and all were not known. The first time the name of Shiva Guru and Aryabha appears only in the works of Vidyaranya. Vidyaranya writes one, biography. Shankara Vijay by Vidyaranya. In that only he gives these 2 names. Shiva Guru and Aryabha were their, father, mother. That's why the confusion starts for all this, Oriental philosophers. They say, no. In that period, what we are referring to was the period of Shankara. They were not keeping the names as Shiva Guru, Aryabha. Names were not there during that period. All these things came at this period only. If this is the parental, then they has to be. This is how they analyze. See, so we don't care about all those things. That's not our point. That is what it says. We just take whatever is given by these great masters. If Vidyaranya says this is the father's name, this is the mother's name, take as such. So I'm sure all of you are familiar with all the stories of Shankarans. So I'm going into the story part of it. What is so great about it? So straight away we move into the glory of Shankara. We have to see what is so great about this man. And why they gave that name Shankara? You see, Vaishakha Masa, Sukla Paksha, Panchami Tithi, Arudra, Nagana Nakshatra, this is his date. And they have to be given name, you see. The child has to be given Namakarana has to be happened. For Namakarana, they had to choose a name. They will not choose name just like that. Throw one tumbler, whatever sound comes, that's the name. They don't keep like that. They have some calculation in those days. Taking into consideration all these things, they give a name. See, and that's where his parents and those elders have given the name of Shankara. And it's so interesting. Very rare to find such, balance here. Avatara Purusha is Vishnu. In none of the avatars, Vishnu carries the name Vishnu. See, Shankara is Shankara's avatar. Shankara took avatar as Shankara. Correct. And usually we see, once they take sannyasa, they change the name. Narendra becomes Vivekananda. Right. Balakrishnan becomes Chimayananda. Who's it? One person knows at least. You should know your gurus. When you give the references, if it is a grihastha, then we will say me, my father, my grandfather. Guru Parampara should be given 4. Anyone who has that 4 alone will be considered as Guru. Right? The Parampara theory, you should know to which Parampara you belong to. Like in Parama Guru, Guru's Guru. They have this. Name change. But here what is it? Sannyasa Ashrama name is also what? Shankara. So, original Shankara, as a child Shankara, and then Sannyasa Namakarana also is what? Shankara. Everything is Shankara. Very unique about Shankara. Like Buddha, they say, he was born on Purnima. He got enlightenment on Purnima. He passed away also on Purnima. Very rare. Such coincidences. You can say miracle, but then I don't care whether you want to call it miracle or you want to call it coincidence, it's up to you. But here it is so unique. That is, Shankara takes the avatar as Shankara, born as Shankara, and he takes the Sannyasanama also Shankara. This is the first one. Very interesting coincidence. So then you go into this Shankara, the root is Sham. That's the base. Sham means auspiciousness. Means auspicious. The one who does all auspicious activities. Sham karoti. all good activities. The Sham also means bliss, is a personification of bliss. Therefore, he is given the name of Shankara. So, what is he said? He is auspicious, he is goodness, also bliss. That is Shankara. That's the derivation of the word meaning, Shankara. And he took sannyasa. See, when we are reading this master's life, you should be very careful. Any Mahatma, not only Shankara I am meaning, any Mahatma when you read, be careful, because nobody was standing next to them from their childhood taking notes. All their life was written when? Much later. Hardly we see even during their lifetime itself something written. That is why this Ramayana and Mahabharata was very unique texts. Itihasa we call it as, not Purana. It's called as Itihasa. Why? Because Valmiki, who is the author of Ramayana, was a contemporary to Rama. Valmiki. Right? So Valmiki was living there. Similarly, Vyasa is part of Mahabharata. He's there. So all along you find. So he is giving the report of what happened. That is not the case when you are going to be reading about Shankara's life. Or for that matter, Buddha, Mahavira. Nobody was making notes when they were there. Even Christ also. You have to see. It was written 400 years later. Shankara's one, Shankara Vijayam, Prachina Shankara Vijayam is there. That also belongs to 12th century. Right. This is 14th century is Vidyaranya. Before that, 12th century is the oldest we have. What was this period? Even if you take 788, 7th century, 8th century, 8th century. 8th century, 400 years later is what we are having. You see, oldest, keeping references of those things only, Vidyaranya writes detailed. So even if you say 14th century, 12th century, it is 400 years later. See, so what we have to be very careful is, most of the incidences, events recorded in those masters' life were all symbolic in nature, please. Don't take it literally. If you take it literally, it will look absurd. Or you have to digest the whole thing as mystical, with no rational and logic can be given. Like, for example, when you take Shankara's instance, where he takes a sannyas, very dramatic scene. His father passed away at the age of 6. So Shankara and Aryamba living. When Shankara was 8-year-old, one day both go to the river to take bath. Mother takes bath and comes back, comes on to the, and then the child enters. As soon as he enters into the water, halfway through, suddenly one crocodile comes and catches hold of his feet. And then from there he cries. Now what to do? It's going to eat me. So if it eats me, it's not a advisable, death. So this is a very inauspicious death. So inauspicious death means the person will not be gaining the Pitraloka, this, that, and all those things. Not there. Also, no, they cannot give anything to the ancestors also. And I am the only son. If I die like that, when you die also problem, my death is also problem. So the easiest way to escape right now is let me take sannyasa. If I take sannyasa, all my prarabdha is over. Therefore, even if this crocodile eats me, no problem. If the crocodile leaves me, at least I am alive. Now, what is a mother going to do? Only son, 8-year-old. And the fellow says that, you give me permission. Because without her permission, he cannot take sannyasa. Without mother's permission, if you are not married. If you are married, wife has to give permission. Appo mother permission illa. Take permission. He say, I never asked it. See, and then the crocodile, he takes sannyasa, abad sannyasa. There's a very, different styles of sannyasas are there. Abad sannyasa he takes. In the water only can take. All that abad sannyasa means only one. Remember, sannyasa means not that there is a long procedures and all is there. There is a way of taking sannyasa. Shastriya sannyasa is there. There is a method of taking this sannyasa. The other aspect is Avad Sannyasa, you can't go through all this full procedures. So they take the gist, the essence. What is the essence of sannyas? Only one. Abhayam sarva bhuteshu. That's all sannyas means. Abhayam sarva bhuteshu. All beings, sarva bhuteshu means bhuteshu beings, all beings. Abhayam fear. Abhayam means no fear. Let no beings be fearful of me. Anyone who takes that stand is a sannyasi. Doesn't matter what color dress you wear. No being needs to fear me. If you live your life like that, that is sannyas. Takes. And the moment he takes that, crocodile leaves him and go. Because crocodile thinks what? How can I eat a sannyasi? See, no crocodile is worried whether you are sannyasi or not. They're not bothered. Hungry or not. That's all it is. But then remember, these are all symbolic. Don't take it literally, please. See, as a child, where you have entered, innocently you have entered into the river of life, which appears very cool and calm, very nice, the surface. Deep inside, what is there? Crocodile. What is crocodile? Death is awaiting. Just there. It has caught you. There's a beautiful movie in Sanskrit. First movie, I think, on Sanskrit by G.V. Iyer on Shankara. And you find the Shankara character always has two friends. There are two friends always, moving around with him. They're not there actually. Nobody sees. Only he can see. No one else can see. Only he sees. One is knowledge, Viveka. Another fellow is Mrityu. One fellow's name is Viveka. Another fellow's name is Mrityu. These two fellows are always there. Very interesting, visualization of that thing. It's not nowhere. No Shankara Vijayam has that, but then that's G.V. Iyer's visualization. I really love that aspect in that movie. These two fellows accompanies, always there. Okay. The moment you have taken birth, death has already caught you. And mother is what? Your attachment. Your attachments will not leave. You will never consider the death possibility. The one who can recognize the death possibility and willing to die internally escapes from the external death. That's all the story is. You'll follow. It's all symbolic. Don't take it literally. But then the dramatization is needed for you to get this message. So they take up such great characters and spin the story around just to communicate this idea. That's all. That's why Westerners, when they come to India, they got really confused with our system here. Because usually women were portrayed as what? Soft, gentle, fragile. This one. They saw Kali, got confused. The name itself is confusing to those fellows. Kali. Sir, Kali. Kali comes from where? Kala. She is in the form of Kala. That's why you see her wearing, garland. In a garland. Skull. All human skull. And her husband is there, the down and he is crushing that fellow. And blood dripping. Scary, eh? Just to see her is scary. Some of us, they say, Bengali women should not marry where they have long term. Weird fellows. No. I don't know from where they get all these ideas. Kali is what? That compassionate mother takes the form of Kala. She is there, standing. You surrender to her, she turns different. You don't surrender to her. With the eye of devotion, you look at her, she is different. With the eye of attachment, you look at her, she is different. Depends on your eyes. That's the Kali standing there. Very difficult for us to understand. That Kala. Kala also means time. Very, the terms are very interesting here. It's consuming you. That's what the crocodile is consuming you. It just got the leg. Slowly it will swallow, little by little. Swallow. Same way. Your whole life, the time is consuming you completely. It's just swallowing, swallowing, swallowing. And it's dead. See, you can't escape from that. Why you are not able to escape from that is because of your attachment. Drop your attachment. Move away from your attachment. You escape from this. That's the symbol. Now he stands like that. So every story that you read, be careful. That's why I can't deal all because the stories list itself is, as of now, what I have in my list of stories. Episodes in Shankara's life itself is around 42. If I have to explain one by one, 42 stories. At least this story is known to you people. Most of the stories are not known to you. Amara Kosha? You heard of the text, Amara Kosha? The author of Amara Kosha is a Jain. He is a Jain. Shankara had a vada with him and won over. When he lost to Shankara, that fellow went to his house and started burning all the texts that he has authored. The king, he has so many texts, beautiful texts he has written. Everything that fellow threw in the fire. Somehow Shankara got to know. He said, this guy is burning everything. He said, what nonsense is this? What a knowledge. You can't afford to lose all those things, man. So he rushes. Before Shankara could reach his bird, everything, the last text he is about to throw. Shankara goes and catches that and saves. He says, idiot, what are you doing? What's the point? Because all this was written with the wrong understanding. No? Now you have proved I'm wrong. So which means all that I have written is wrong. Shankara says, who says? From that height it is wrong. But there are people who are at this level, all of them needs that proper guidance. It's very wrong what you have done. So don't do that. Say the text is Amara Kosha. Imagine if that is not there. What a service. What a bhavana he must be having, what a respect he has towards that authored by people, books, knowledge. Shankara, glorious personality. See, we have very many masters. See, in the scriptures you'll find, lot of, masters you'll find. But the most interesting aspect about Shankara is you can see the first ever attempt where philosophical heights, the peak of devotion and the peak of karma, all three balanced peaking. No other master has ever done that. See, nobody does that. Only Shankara is the only one where we have this balanced development of jnanam. Height of jnanam is a picture of jnana. That's why he is called as Sarvajna. Sarvajna Pita. Here in Gokarna is where he got that title, Sarvajna. Jagat Guru. Why we say him Jagat Guru? For the whole world he has to be a guru, which means he should be catering to the most innocent and ignorant people, to the great scholars. Only then he can be called as Jagat Guru. Before that, only one fellow had, Krishna. Krishna got that title, Jagat Guru title. But hardly we refer Krishna to be a Jagat Guru, generally. The moment we say Jagat Guru, straight away our thoughts goes to Shankara. Very interesting. Why we take him as Jagat Guru, sir? Because of this combination. Fascinating combination. They are great bhaktas. But philosophical heights do they have? No. They do talk philosophy, not that they don't talk philosophy. Of course they do speak. How many stotras he has written? And the first ever attempt of creating a synthesis of very many conflicting systems. See, and if at all we are having philosophy today in India, all sampradayas, doesn't matter which sampradaya you belong to, all of them are obligated to Shankara. But for Shankara, we would not be having any one of the systems we have. Not only Advaita Parampara, remember. Because all other paramparas are nothing but a variation from Advaita only. Whether it is Saiva Siddhanta or whether you call it as, Vasishtha Advaita or Dvaita Sampradaya, any Sampradaya you can say. All those Sampradayas keep the reference point as what? Advaita. either for or against. But you can't dismiss him. Ramanuja hardly speaks anything with reference to Shaiva Siddhanta. There's no reference. Similarly, Shaiva people will straight away dismiss. There's nothing to talk about. During his period, there were supposed to have been 72 different, systems of philosophy and the subsequent practices. Amazing. 72 systems were supposed to have been there. Today we don't even know. Only 16, to my knowledge, I have seen the names. Rest of it, names itself is not known. Forget about the text and the practices and all that. All that 72 he has synthesized. And our modern historians give undue credit to Shankara. Undue credit. Of course, that's a subject by itself that needs to be studied separately. The decline of Buddhism and Jainism, they ascribe to Shankara, which is not true. Because before Shankara could come itself, they have already started declining. Already, for all purpose gone. See. Who are the one who is supposed to be done that, sir? Those two great masters, we don't know them actually. Like Tyagaraja says, Yantaro Mahan Bhava. These Mahan Bhavas, my God. Udayanacharya of Nyaya system, Nyaya Visheshika system. He was a great scholar called Udayanacharya. Udayanacharya and Kumarila Bhatta of Purva Mimamsa. That's why I said, it's a separate study by itself. The decline of, Buddhism in India. Similarly, the decline of Jainism in India. You have to study that separately actually. Very interesting, things to study there. But why Shankara was given that credit is because Nyaya Vaisheshika system, also this Purva Mimamsa system, both were won over by Shankara. It is like quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. Quarterfinals like Gali. Right, those two. Semi-finals, they have come. And between these two, finished, and finally, finals, Shankara and this. So finally, who got the medal? Who won the title? Shankara won the title. Therefore, they said, Shankara is the one who chased away all this. This is not true, actually speaking. Who actually won over them was not Shankara, it is Udayanacharya's system and Kumarila Bhatta's works. Now, what is so unique about Shankara's system of philosophy? I am not getting into, if we have to go to the Bhakti dimension of Shankara, we have to study about his Bhakti Granthas. There is not a deity on whom he has not sung. Ganesha, Subramanya, Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Lakshmi, Sasta, even this, the so-called this demigods we say, they are also all the devas. And he is the one who popularized and brought in this new system of synthesized practice. What we call as the smartas today. There's a new system. Because the smartas were the one who will go for both. They will go for everything. You see, the Hampi have a temple, no? Built by who, sir? That's Vaishnava temple. Veera Vaishnava, it's there. Who's managing that? Who's managing that? You people don't know. Shringeri Math. Shringeri Math is the one who is managing. Hey, that's Shaivite. This is. No, that's not Shaivite place. That is Smartha. Smarthas means they practice all equally. They treat all this equal. The north, if you go, Shiva. Middle, if you come, Vishnu. India, if you see carefully, in India, how we have. Middle, you come, Vishnu. This side, you go, Shakti. That side, you go. East. You go to the western side, you go, Ganapati. South, you come, Subramanya. All the 6 gods he has brought together and said you have to worship. Every day they do. See, initially it was only Panchayatana he introduced, Bhakti. Right? Bhakti movement means that where we have this Panchayatana. It's only that 5. Why he took those 5 is because those 5 need not have any statues. Stones are enough. Kentucky River, you take one, and then Andhra, you come, you cut, you get one color stone, that is this god. Narmada River, you take one, another god. That side you go, take one, this is another god. Swarnamukhi, that side you go, there's another color, red color comes, that is Shakti. Like that, Saligrama, this one, that one, all that stone, tuck, you keep those stones. And there also he had a system. Which stone should be kept in the center, all others should be around. Very interesting. You can keep anything as center. And if you say, I am a Ganapati Upasaka, then you keep Ganapati in the center. If you say you are going to keep Ganapati in the center, then there is a procedure of keeping others. No, I am Vishnu. Saligrama I am going to keep in the center. Then you keep that in the center. Then the rules are different. Who should be kept where? It will change. Design the system. And very many temples you go and see, they will say Shankara has come there. He's the one who did this, he did that. The deities and gods, amazing work of his. Not to talk about his karma. Established those matas. See, today those matas are very popular. Now you have to understand at that time, even during Vidyaranya period, that Sringeri Mata was nothing. Now you go there, look, very 5-star hotel like. Not really speaking, just exaggerating. But you have to imagine at that time, for him to go to the 4 corners, Joshimath, Dwaraka, Puri, Sringeri, Kanchi. Finally, he came to Kanchi, established there, and then he himself became Acharya there. Right. In the other places, he kept his four disciples he kept as his students, as the chief to run the system. The first one to have introduced the system of ochre color for sannyasa. Before Shankara, the sannyasis were there, but they were not wearing a particular dress code. And most of them, if at all you see those sannyasi, they were carrying Tridanda before Shankara. The Shankara system of people, you find them carrying Ekadanda. One stick, you'll see, they carry only one stick. Now, I'm not getting into the complications of those things. You know all these things. That's about it. Whichever is interesting to you, you do the study. Right? Next week, don't ask me. Sir, last week you said, Tridandi, Ekadandi. I will bring one and give. It's there. Adale Uro. Philosophically, if you see, our focus is more with reference to the philosophy. What is the great contribution of Shankara philosophically? There are so many systems of philosophy, but only in Shankara's Advaita philosophy, this idea of Jivan Mukti is there. If you ask me, in my personal thing, this is. Of all the contributions of Shankara in terms of his Bhashyas, in terms of his original, Prakarana Granthas, all those things, in spite of all the teachings and growth and, the sadhana krama that he has given to all of us, amazing system. Synthesizing all the requirements of a human being. I'll just explain that. Stay with me for a few minutes. The krama I'll give. What is the krama given by Shankara for your mukti? And you will always find in Vedanta, in that language, we have very interesting. This word mukti is different. Moksha is different. You know that? Gajendra Moksha, you heard no? Gajendra Moksha. You don't see Gajendra Mukti. Isn't the difference? This is the problem. When you translate in English, no, both will be translated as liberation, liberation. No. There is a difference. There's a subtle difference between Mukti and Moksha. When you just disconnect from your body and be as Brahman, that's called Mukti. Moksha is you disconnect from the body and go to a particular abode. That's called the moksha. See, Mukti is you disconnect from the body. That disconnection can be at the time of death or when you are alive. Right? Mentally you disassociate yourself from this upadhis and identify with Brahman. Right? There you gain mukti. That's why in the Gita he says, I don't give mukti to you, I give only moksha ishyami. See, Chumma they don't use words. No God can give you mukti. Moksha can be given. Moksha ishyami, masucha. Don't worry, man, you will get moksha. Mukti, you have to work. I can't grant. Moksha can be granted by him. That's why it is. Moksha. Moksha is sir. In English you translate, you miss this. Moksha is what? Moksha is you disconnect from the body. After you leave the physical body, you go to that particular Devada's loka. If you are a Shiva Upasaka, you go to Shiva Loka. If you are a Vishnu Upasaka, you go to Vaikuntha. You going to Vaikuntha is called as moksha. That's not mukti. That's why it is called as krama mukti. Through moksha, you go to mukti. That's called a krama mukti. Jivan mukti is what? Directly you go to mukti. When you are alive, when you are here, you can gain mukti. This is the height of confidence you can have on the Shastras. Imagine this Jivan Mukti possibility is not there. Okay? All that Shastra is talking about is what? It's a fantastic imagination. You see that? Imagine if Jivan Mukti is not a possibility at all. If such possibility doesn't exist, the Shastras will lose its logo strength. Shastras cannot be taken as pramana then. We are claiming Shastras as one of the pramana, and all the systems, all the Astika systems take Shastra as pramana. But they don't subscribe to that idea of Jivan Mukti. I don't know how they are taking it. How can you take that as pramana? It says no, it says correct. That is possible only if you say this man is a realized person. So what is Jivan Mukti? Jivan Mukti is nothing but getting realization when you are alive. That's called Advaita. Ekameva Advitiyam. தலைவரே சொல்லிட்டார். பாபாஜி இல்ல, பாபாஜி ரஜினிகாந்த். தலைவர் பாபாஜி, தலைவர் ரஜினியே சொல்லிட்டாரு. ஏகமேவ பிரம்ம சத்தியம் ஜெகத் மித்யா. Brahman is Satyam. Jagat is Mithya. This is what Advaita says. Jagat Satyam Brahma Mithya is Yara. Jagat Satyam. Brahman is Mithya. Charvaks. Charvaks, they say exact opposite. Jagat is Satyam, sir. Brahman is, God is your imagination. God is not real. World is real. Yes. Then another fellow comes and says, Jagat is Satyam. Brahman is Satyam. There are two Satyams. Idu Satyam. Adu Satyam. That is Nyaya. Another fellow. Jagattu Sat, Asat. Brahman also Asat. ரெண்டுமே இல்லை சார். அது புத்தா, புத்திசம். அது புத்திசம். Each one, like that. They just use these two things, Jagat and Brahman. What is what? Amazing system where the Jivan Mukti possibility is given only by Shankara. Unless we subscribe to this possibility of Jivan Mukti, for us to take the Shastra as Pramana itself will become a problem. And a beautiful way of the Krama he has given. He synthesizes. He doesn't say all this is redundant. One group of people will reject the rituals. Another group of people will reject the worship, upasana, bhakti. Another set of people will reject jnanam. He says, no. As a grahastha, as a brahmachari, as this, you have to practice your swadharma. Do that karma. Do whatever karma is given by the Shastras. Do that. Don't stop. For doing that karma gives you two possibilities. One, it gets you punya. If you are able to offer that punya that you have gained as Ishwararpana, right? If you do that, you get Chitta Shuddhi. Follow with me? When you do this karma, There is a phala that comes, no? What is a phala for this karma given by the Vedas? Vedic karmas, when you practice, whatever the Shrautas, Martha karmas, all those karmas when you practice, when you do all your obligatory duties, which is what is referred to as karmas. Obligatory duties, what do you gain? You gain punya. With that punya, you go to this heavenly lokas, enjoy, come back. This is one. If you follow Shankara, all that he says is, do those karmas, but offer those punya, the phalas, as Ishwararpana buddhi. When you do that with this attitude of Ishwararpanam, what will happen? Karma you did, punya you got. Now you have done one more thing. What? You have offered that to the Lord. Right? Now that you have offered it to the Lord, this is gone. This will not be there with you anymore. For this, what you will get? What will happen if you do this? He says, if you do this, that's where you get Chitta Shuddhi. All your Raga, Dvesha, Bhaya, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, all that will disappear. Right? Desire and its various modifications. Everything will disappear. When all those things disappears, you have gained Chitta Shuddhi. After you have gained the Chitta Shuddhi, what you do? With the Chitta Shuddhi, you practice Upasana. Okay? Practice karma, Ishwararpana, Chitta Shuddhi. After Chitta Shuddhi, what do you do? You take those Upasana, worship, Bhakti. Upasana means Bhakti today, you can take it as. You take Bhakti, and when you practice that Bhakti, Upasana, you get Chitta Aikagriyam will happen. Concentration, what we call as. Focus. Single pointed concentration you will be able to achieve. So what will give you concentration, sir? Upasana alone will give you concentration. Directly can you do that Upasana? No. First you have to practice. You should have attained X amount of Chitta Shuddhi. Now that you have gained Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Aikagriyam, how do you know that you have gained these two things? The four will appear. If that four appears in you, you have got these two. Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatsampati, Mumukshatva. These four will appear. When these four appears, you can be sure you have those two. With that Viveka, Vairagya, etc., you go for Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Right? You go into this. Shravana means listening. Get that Mahavakya Vichara. Do Nididhyasana on that Vichara. Do this negation and assertion. Through this practice of negation and assertion, your knowledge gets into a conviction. That conviction to stabilize in you, do Nididhyasanam. As a result of Nididhyasanam, you get liberation, mukti. Vedanta Krama. Shankara's Krama is this, which includes everything. Establishes all this using beautiful logic, amazing examples. The most popular example of Shankara, can say two things as his most popular. Of course, there are five, but two, the first two are the most used. Row, snake. Pot space, total space. Fascinating examples. So what you gain this, you gain only through this krama. Follow that krama, you gain. And what is the final message of this Advaita? Advaita means no otherness. When the system itself is no otherness, means he has included everything. So Advaita system has no contention with any other systems. It will accept so many things from those systems and not accept few things there. But it takes everything and synthesizes the whole thing and gives us as one unit. What a contribution. No? That's the glory of it. For him, we say, Hara Hara Shankara, Jai Jai Shankara. See.